Okay, so today I have a speech on water actually, and it's kind of weird, but I remember a couple years ago, I'm not sure if it was Josh or Alex, but one of them did a spiel on water, and we can never drink enough during school and all that. We just never feel like drinking water during school, and that kind of inspired me to do a speech on water. And water is an indispensable element of life. Exists. People can survive without food for days, without water for without food for weeks, without water for a couple of days, and without oxygen for up to 4 minutes. An interesting thing about oxygen is we were headed to work up to Good Grief a couple weeks ago, and Phil came up with this. I'm not sure how the conversation even got on oxygen, but we got the thing on the conversation of lung capacity. And he said that if you take a deep breath and then let it out slowly, you can exercise your lungs, and that will help increase your lung volume. So, and then Jonathan piped in and he said that one of his friends does free diving, and he can free dive up to 70 feet without coming up. And he said, gets to that 345 mark pretty close there most of the time without oxygen. So that's pretty close to up to 4 minutes. Gets close to 4 minutes, and that's where the body starts shutting down because of lack of oxygen and such. But we all need to understand how the body works and it functions. So here we go. So one thing that I thought about was caffeine. That kind of doesn't help your hydration. It's not too good for you. Caffeine constricts blood flow, blood vessels to the brain, and a low caffeine level kind of develops a sudden increase in brain circulation, and it makes less headaches. And migraines, thing is, a couple months ago I was working out in Coquihalla, and I forgot my water that day. And we were working close to that gas station over there. And during lunch, I asked one of the guys to take me down there. And we went down there and got a gallon of water. And stupid me went, and I thought I was low on energy, and I got 16 ounces worth of Red Bull. That was a pretty big mistake. So I got back to the job site, and I downed the Red Bull pretty quick, and then we started working again. And about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I just felt this cramp. We're sitting on the side purlins, and we're nailing them on, and all of a sudden my hand just couldn't let go of the hammer. So I grabbed the hammer and put it back in the pouch, and I got down, drank some water, and I just had the cramps the rest of the day. It was horrible. And I couldn't move my hands almost. It wasn't a good day. And that kind of taught me not to drink that much and all that. But yeah, water is the best energizer, lifesaver, and one of the key ingredients in our bodies. It contains 70% of our body. And coincidentally, the earth is also 70% water. So yeah. So here, you guys have seen this probably years and years. Year after year in school with old sciences, so I'm not going to go over that too much, but yeah, water is everywhere. It's in the sky, ground, and underground. So camels, they're kind of interesting, but I never thought about it, but I never really thought about camels, but the thing is, I kind of almost thought that their humps were water, you know? But the thing is, we're headed up to work again another time, and Jonathan came up with this thing about camels and their humps actually storing fat. And what's the interesting thing is their water is in their tissue, their body tissue. They have the water, and then their food is on their humps. And if you think about it, the further they go without food, their humps slowly sag and just flop over. And then when they get the food, they just eat up, and their humps go back up. And they drink up, and their body tissue goes wild and gets more water there. And they can lose up to a third of their body weight without getting any illness from from using up their fat and their water wisely. So today I will cover a compromised health, dehydration, how it can be reversed, and water for life. So dehydration has physical, social, and psychological factors that kind of mess you up. It can cause headaches and lightheadedness, fatigue and lethargy, and it can also cause accelerated heartbeat. These can be because of lack of water. So water kind of like transfers a lot of oxygen through your blood and to all your organs, and it keeps them going pretty good and steady. And here, a doctor, Mangla Haj, he was a doctor, an Iranian doctor. He studied at London University, and he discovered the healing powers of water while being a prisoner, political prisoner in Iranian jail. And he successfully treated 2,000 of his fellow prisoners by the only medication he had, which was water. So after that, when he got out, he focused on the effects of dehydration and how it can be prevented, and all the illnesses that cause dehydration there. And he wrote a book, actually, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, and this book kind of explains the lack of water in the body and how it's the root cause of many painful degenerative diseases. And I thought that was pretty interesting that he found out through being a prisoner, it affects water. So, yeah, water can prevent allergies and asthma probably, and excess body weight, and hypertension, and also emotional problems, one of them being depression and such. What dehydration does to your body. So caffeine dehydrates, as I mentioned. Energy drinks contain dyes, chemicals, sugar, and worst of all, de-ester that way. It doesn't freeze that easily, that quickly. And yeah, that's probably not the best for you. Water is the best drink that hydrates you properly. So here, blood is 92% water, and the brain and muscles equal at 75% water. Being water is 75% of them. And then the bones have 22% water in them also. It's kind of interesting. When you feel thirsty, actually, you're already dehydrated, and you actually eat more when your body is thirsty. Interesting fact. So the way the body works is when your water level drops, your brain senses that through the blood flow that flows through it, and then it tells the pituitary gland to put out more ADHD, which tells the kidneys to absorb more water. And then when you have too much water, the reverse thing happens, and the brain tells the pituitary gland to put out less ADHD, which tells the kidneys to absorb less water. And right there's a normal red blood cell. The surface tension inside and outside kind of keep it in a donut shape of water around it. Right there is one with high water concentration outside. It's perfectly normal inside, but it's got a lot of water around it. So it kind of makes it into a round ball almost. And then there is low water concentration outside the cell, which means that the cell is trying to give out more water, and that kind of dries out the cell, and that's not good for the cell because then it eventually dies. That keeps happening. So dehydration can, when you get dehydrated, your body tells you want water. So when you go and drink, you down a lot of water, and that you kind of store up water for the next time. That way you don't have to go drink that much next time. And that's kind of bad for you because it just adds up to weight, and it can cause premature aging if you keep dehydrating yourself. And water, like I said, it helps with allergies and kidneys and problems that can be prevented. And here, just water is conserved in a domestic setting, it can be, or even in nature, so is the body's defense mechanism, trying to conserve water for survival. So like I said, when you drink water, you just drink more of it, so it stores it. And here, water, I know I'm totally off on this, but so I'm 130 pounds, and I'm supposed to drink 65 ounces of water a day. I'm nowhere near that, I know. But yeah, the recipe is half your weight in ounces, and that should prevent stuff from going on. And yeah, so like I said, it helps digestion, it helps deliver oxygen to organs, everything like that. Those are a bunch of pluses to drinking a lot of water. Sure, scientists think that this is the best way to actually use water. So 2 glasses after you wake up to activate your organs, get them going. 1 glass of water before a meal helps with digestion. 1 glass of water before taking a bath helps lower blood pressure. And then 1 glass of water before going to bed avoids stroke and heart attack. And I guess it probably works. So when dehydration occurs in the body's alert system switches on. So the storage mechanism is activated to stock for emergency, in case you can't drink water whenever, or you don't. And excess water and other factors like that contribute to accumulation of weight. So athletes, this is kind of an interesting fact, but athletes say that 2% dehydration, they lose the ability to operate at full mental capacity. And that could, I could see where that could easily happen, because the more water you drink, the better your brain thinks almost. And if you kind of dehydrate yourself, then you're at a loss of mental thinking. And sure, most people actually take better care of their cars than themselves actually. And that's the wrong focus, because why should we be ignorant about our bodies and take care of our cars more? And if we live better lives, we won't be grouches with everyone around us and all that. And we'll be able to help others overcome whatever. I switched it already. Water used as medicine will decrease stress, increase function, carry O2 cells, which is oxygen, around to your organs, regulates body temperature and weight, and also flushes out waste. And in conclusion, I'd like to urge you to use safe water consumption. And here, understanding the need to use the privilege of safe water consumption is lifestyling for us and others. Today I told you why proper water consumption is important, how to achieve optimum health, and the benefits of maintaining that treasure as you experience a healthy lifestyle. If you try it, you won't regret it, and we'll be able to help others too. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any guys have questions?
So, how much water are you supposed to drink a day?
So half your weight.
Whoa.
Half your weight in ounces, that is.
Okay.
No, that would be a lot of water, yeah. No. That was a good one. Well, thank you very much. Hope you have a great day at school. Take it easy.